Hey guys, Retro Reviews here again with another Age of Extinction video review, and now back to Wave 1 Dinobots. We're going to do the big guy, Grimlock, in his Voyager class form at least. So, here we have Grimlock in his nice copper coloring. I say nice with a question mark because that's kind of up for debate. I mean, I kind of wish it was a little bit more movie accurate, but at the same time, I like this color. It looks nice. And it looks nice in hand. It looks a little bit weird and doofy offhand and in pictures and everything, but in hand it doesn't look bad. I mean, it's got its own metallic sheen in the paint, in the plastic. Doesn't feel like it would be as brittle as gold plastic, syndrome plastic, but still very nice, very rocking the Dino mode. In all honesty, posability, he does have ball jointed vestigial arms, or not vestigial, but he does have ball jointed arms for his Dino mode, which do seem to hang a little bit lower. He's got a nice big chunk of bulk, and they also, like, it's a nice chunk of bulk right here, but then it just kind of, the illusion's dead once you look over there and see that there's a gap. And then he's also got this button right here, which allows for chompy chompy gimmick, which that's about enough of that. And the horns, which I actually like to pose a little bit backwards, so it looks like that. But you could also pose it so it's completely flat, but because of the differences in plastic and everything, it doesn't blend well together. It looks like a dog that, oh, he's all sad because his owner noticed that he pooped on the carpet. But aside from that, otherwise very nice. His tail kind of comes up right there at the end, so there's not really much we can do with the tail anyways. There's no way to swivel the tail around to make it back and forth to make it a wagging tail motion. But articulation wise, other than his arms, he does have a number of joints in his legs, which are forward and backward at the thigh, as well as outward right there, and then a swivel right there, as well as a bend. And then this piece is supposed to stay pegged in for transformation, but if you want, you can unpeg it to get some toe articulation, but then unpeg it too far and you reveal his hand, so it's just best to leave that pegged in. And real quick, size comparison wise, real quick, I wanted to do this with Grimlock in his dinosaur mode. Show the two dinosaur modes off to the side for both generations. And if you're planning on, if you haven't already got it, or if you've got it, or if you're planning on getting it, or if you still haven't gotten it yet, there is Rise of the Dark Spark movie and G1 or Fall of Cybertron era Grimlocks. So there's that. That's pretty cool. Go ahead and keep him off screen and try to transform him while I'm doing this. But overall, very nice. Here he is with Bumblebee. And here he is with the Voyager-sized figure of his riding partner is Optimus, which, as you can see, is way out of scale. But well, looks pretty nice. Now, to do transformation, we are going to... It basically transforms a lot like any other Grimlock figure. If you've got the original G1 figure, if you got the animated figure, if you got the Masterpiece Grimlock figure, and if you've got the Fall of Cybertron Grimlock figure, they all kind of transform same exact way. Except for my Fall of Cybertron Grimlock is being a pain in the bahookie, as I'm trying to transform him off screen. But anyways, like, I haven't transformed him for so long, so I don't know what all goes where. But anyways, yeah, going ahead to transform this guy now. Gonna start off by taking, oh, also, real quick, I wanted to show this. His weapon, it does have a point, or is... Shoot, I dropped it. His weapon is the Dragon Tooth Mace, which is a mace, and a big mace. And you can, it does have storage in his Dino mode. Got to peg the legs back together now since I tried to do the transformation. It just kind of slides over the end of the tail and kind of slides in there a little tight, but then you get that, and then you have this behemoth of a tail, and it's just, what? Seriously, who saw that and thought it was a good excuse for a weapon storage? You can take this piece off though, but then you have a giant chunky tail and then this thing that you can't do anything with. So anyways, going ahead to the transformation now. We're going to start by taking the legs, or the tail, and splitting it apart, folding it down. And that's going to form the legs. Rotate the little dino arms up and rotate the dino legs down out of the way, and fold these panels around. Fold them around like that, and then fold the feet down too. I guess it doesn't really matter what way you do those, but anyways, there's that. Go ahead and stand them up. Move the camera up so we can see what we're doing. Take this piece and fold it down out, while at the same time you can fold this around, revealing all that stuff. And untab that, fold the ears all the way up if they're not all the way up on yours, and then split the dino head apart, fold that piece down, and then clip it on. And then we're going to take the dinosaur arms, or the legs, and make robot arms out of that by folding the claw that hangs off the back of his leg down, and then rotating that up, rotating the arm around, and then pegging that in, and then rotating it around at the elbow to do that. And there we have Grimlock in his robot mode. Now, very decent robot mode. I do like the way he looks. I just also don't like some of the things that they did with the way he looks. Now, what really bothers me is the shoulders, or is the arms. He's got gorilla arms going on hardcore because they decided that he needed gorilla arms for some stupid reason or another. But he's got this thing going where his elbows only bend inward. But then if you want to rotate it forward, you can have him do bicep curls. And if you want, you can unpeg this and rotate it around only halfway. But then it doesn't clip in or look any cleaner. It just kind of hangs there even more than over on this side. So that's a shame, but otherwise, very nice looking figure. We do have some nice silver detailing, and we get to see both sets of eyes cast in a like dark candy green color scheme. And then we also get nice silver dinosaur tooth necklace hanging down, as well as silver paint on the head and the crazy ass mohawk off of his helmet. And we also get a codpiece that folds up to reveal a screw hole for one reason or another, and then all the way down to pointed boots, which looks nice. Now unfortunately, because of the gimmick, the entire bottom half of his dinosaur head just hangs off of his butt. Well, that's a little unfortunate, but aside from that, pretty nice. Articulation wise, he does have a rotating swivel at the bottom for rotation side, or yeah, rotation side to side, as well as he can rotate and look down. That's about it. His elbows share the same shoulders and arms share the same articulation as the dino legs before. There's no transforming to reveal new hinges there at all. And his legs have some new hinges, though. There is a universal joint right here for the hip where it can bend forward and back, but because bending back, you can only go that far before the ass flap break or restricts any more movement. But then he can also move outward, and then has a thigh swivel at that hinge too. And then he's also got a knee joint, which is very softly detented faux ratcheting joint, but it's still there. I mean, you can barely feel it ratchet, but aside from that, it's actually still there. And then not very much in the ankle department, but the hinge is more up here. There's this big piece right here where the hinge is at, and it kind of bends right here. That's about it. You kind of get a broken shin look if you bend it too far. But otherwise, if you bend it just right, it looks like very high up boots on his shins that you can pose instead. And for a beefy big guy, this guy is pretty awesome. He does not look bad at all. And go ahead and give him his Dragon Tooth Mace, which this weapon is the biggest problem I have for this figure. Its handle for him is right here. So when he goes to hold on to it, he's got no way to really swing this any. To give him any decent momentum for swinging, it's just going to be just as much as him slamming his fist onto somebody. So yeah, a lot of weird decisions went into making this weapon for him. But overall, very nice. Does look very nice. Does pose very well, despite having some weird articulation design or decisions being made as well. Here he is next to his Wave 1 Dinobot buddies in robot modes. Is Scorn and Slug. And then here he is next to Optimus Prime. And then for the sake of completion, the rest of Wave 1 Deluxes and Voyagers in the same shot. We're going to add High Octane Bumblebee and Crosshairs into the mix. So there is Grimlock, a very nice figure if you're looking forward to grabbing Grimlock. Also, I forgot to show off. There he is in robot mode next to Fall of Cybertron Grimlock. So whoa, we got some posing. We got some guy falling down. So yes, there he is next to Fall of Cybertron's Voyager class Grimlock. So as you can see, nice, still kept in the same scale. It looks very nice, very awesome figure. Yeah, if you're a Grimlock fan, I do highly suggest this guy. I also do suggest the leader class size, despite what some people have been saying about it. It's not a bad figure, but we'll get to that in its own review. But anyways, just overall a very awesome figure Grimlock is. I do highly recommend picking him up if you plan on getting only some of the Age of Extinction guys. Grimlock and Optimus are at least a must. And I know that kind of sounds a little bit biased because they're the higher up price point, but they almost feel worth their money. Optimus definitely feels worth his $25 money, considering the price hike that has happened with all the Age of Extinction stuff. But plastic hasn't been cheap lately, so. But Grimlock, very nice figure, very awesome, very cool. I really like him. He's nice. He is awesome. He is solid. Nothing feels loose, out of place, except for my only two complaints being are his gorilla arms and his ass flap. Which the gorilla arms can get changed or can get fixed with, but then we get some weird issues going on with stuff. But anyways, here's Grimlock with Retro Reviews. I hope you guys like this video review, and I'll see you again next time.